This video covers the climbing of steel utility poles in a de-energized setting. The basic equipment that a line technician needs for a steel pole is identical to that used for a wood pole in a non-energized environment. Company-approved safety glasses, a non-conductive hard hat, leather work gloves, a standard body belt and safety strap, or appropriate fall protection, and hard-toe climbing boots with good arch support. As with wood poles, climbing procedures vary from utility to utility. You should always familiarize yourself with all company safety practices before attempting to climb a wood or steel pole. In our training instruction, the line worker will be belt secured to the structure at all times of elevated work activity. The most common climbing systems involve the use of removable steps. Almost all manufacturers offer one or more styles of this type of step, but they all generally work in the same fashion. The step system mounts to a single open hole drilled in the wall of the pole at the desired elevations and circumference positions on the pole. Most utilities design both a climbing pattern and working pattern on the pole. Climbing positions are alternated on opposing sides to ascend and descend the pole. Work positions are multiple step provisions grouped at a specific elevation on the pole to provide mobility to the line worker while at an elevated work position. This video includes a basic overview of various climbing steps, including the Hubbell Chance step, the Senior step, and the Valmont Newmark step. Each step is specifically designed for steel poles. This is the Hubbell Chance step system. The system has 4 components which are attached to the wall of a steel pole: rivnut threaded insert, faceplate, mounting bolt, and a removable slip-on footstep. A series of installation instructions follow. Drill a hole in the pole shaft per manufacturer's size requirement of 13/32 of an inch. Install the rivnut in the open hole. Place the faceplate toward the pole wall aligned to the rivnut and install the mount bolt through the faceplate to the rivnut threaded insert. Be sure to align the faceplate with the step tab down, as the tab supports the bottom of the step opening. With a wrench, tighten the vertical position. Install the step to assure proper fit with the step opening, completely covering the bolt head. Adjust the bolt and faceplate as needed. This is the Senior step system. This system has 4 components which are pre-assembled by the step manufacturer: the footstep bolt, faceplate, star washer, and locking bolt. This step has an assembled feature which prevents the 4 components from being separated when loosened. A series of installation instructions follow. Drill a hole in the pole shaft per manufacturer's size requirement of 13/16 of an inch. Loosen the lock nut completely off the threaded portion of the step assembly, allowing the nut, washer, and faceplates to move freely to the smooth end of the step bolt. Position the square, bent end of the step bolt into the open hole, and position the step bolt to the level position. Holding the step bolt back and against the interior wall of the pole, align the faceplate to the exterior wall of the pole with the top marking up. Slide the washer and nut onto the threaded surface. With a wrench, tighten the locking nut to a snug fit. Confirm the faceplate and step assembly are firm to the wall of the pole without any gaps or loose motion. This is the Valmont Newmark step system. This system has 4 components which are pre-assembled by the step manufacturer: the cast step peg, step bolt, and 2 locking nuts. A series of installation instructions follow. Drill the hole in the pole shaft per manufacturer's size requirement of 1 1/8 inches. Do not remove the lock nuts from the threaded bolt. Loosen the lock nuts completely to the end of the threaded portion of the step bolt assembly, allowing the cast foot step movement to the end of the threaded step bolt. Position the round bent end of the step bolt and round end of the cast step into the open hole and position the step bolt to the level position. Holding the step bolt back and against the interior wall of the pole, align the step cast flat portion to the exterior wall of the pole. Spin the inner nut across the threaded surface. With a wrench, tighten the nut to a snug fit. Confirm the cast step assembly is level and firm to the wall of the pole. Slight gaps exist when mounted to a round pole. Spin the outer nut into its locked position. In most cases, the climber should be able to install and remove the Hubble Chance temporary steps by hand, but in some cases, a hammer may need to be used to tap the step in order to detach it from the steel pole. When climbing a pole with slip-on removable steps like the Hubble Chance type, care should be taken to not loosen them as you climb. The Hubble Chance, Senior, and Valmont type steps built onto the pole may be considered either temporary or permanent. This is a decision made by the utility. Most utilities prefer to use a temporary step type practice for climbing provisions lower on a pole near the ground line in order to protect the poles from unauthorized climbing. The fall restraint system shown in this video is the Buckingham Super Squeeze with a rope auxiliary safety strap. Several other suppliers of climbing equipment offer similar fall restraint systems. Each supplier should be consulted about the equipment and its use for climbing steel poles.
My name is Tim Batty, Western Region Sales Manager for Buckingham Manufacturing. The utility industry has always had a commitment to safety, and as advances in technology come, so do the advances into safety equipment, particularly fall protection. Today, I'm going to show you how to use the existing fall protection equipment that you would have on wood poles, the Super Squeeze, and retrofit it to be used on the steel pole. Now I will put on my lineman's belt and my secondary lanyard. Your secondary lanyard, the buck adjuster, which is already attached, and your Super Squeeze. The only difference between your Super Squeeze on wood poles and the steel pole is these two attachments that cover the teeth on either side. Besides these two attachments, you would use the exact same equipment that you would use on a wood pole on a steel pole.
Preparing to climb a steel pole is no different than a wood pole. Climbing equipment should be inspected for defects, and if any are found, the equipment should be replaced or repaired before ascending. The area around the pole should be free of equipment and debris. The line technician should visually inspect the pole and choose the climbing route that appears to be the safest. Always inspect the pole before starting your climb. Keep these safety tips in mind when ascending or descending a steel or wood utility pole. One of the most common concerns about working on steel poles is the challenge of trying to work at an elevation from a single position. To work around this problem, a simple work platform can be used. The work platform is easily installed at almost any location along the pole, providing the line worker freedom to move about the pole and work area. A platform option would be used in conjunction with the previously mentioned step attachments. The step attachments would be used to ascend and descend the pole.